Because let's be honest, man. MJF is still the most hated heel in wrestling, and Dom is right behind him.
And
Oh,
no
you're not
matter
wrong.
no matter what other people say, oh yeah, he's this. No, he's the most hated motherfucker out there.
He's so goddamn good.
Who, MJF?
Yeah.
Well, he's the best in the world, and you
So
know it.
good. I saw a video of him doing a con, and like, he was asking the fan, he's like, "Oh man, look at these pictures. What is this? This a crowd? Whatever happened to that? Where'd the crowd go?"
Yeah, well, yeah. What happened? What happened? Oh, I was the champ. That's right. I was the fucking champ.
I'm the fucking champ. What do you think about that? Isn't that surprising? He's like, "God, you shit-eating motherfucker."
The man, I mean, the one thing I will respect about MJF is the fact is he lives his gimmick. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He lives it. And that's a throwback to the old school, man, because a lot of guys nowadays don't really sell their hatred of the fans like he does. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes it.
Yeah.
Which I respect. I may not like. Well, I don't like certain members of his family.
I'm sure he doesn't either.
Hence why he changed his fucking name.
He's not Feinstein anymore. I remember when he used to be Maxwell Jacob Feinstein. That was when he was in WrestlePro.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I may not dig him, but hey, there's no accounting for the fact that he's living a gimmick.
So all that matters.
Yeah, it does matter.
All
Uh,
right. Let me send Christian one more. He is here. Hello, Christian.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you blind?
Well, I haven't started the show yet, technically.
Oh, well, I'm thinking you did.
No,
we're just bullshitting.
we've been starting at 9 because I get out of work late.
Oh, excuse the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah, well.
God damn it. Treat him like he's invisible. He's black. Fuck.
Thank you, Brian.
Jesus, and he's better.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Who are you talking to?
Ryan. Ryan's still sick, but yeah, he's better.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
damn,
Unless you hear Trump say it like, he's black.
he's fucking black.
Good.
He's good. He's black. Get over it.
The fact that you do that so fucking well creeps me the fuck out on so many fucking levels.
Listen, we all know everybody needs to go over to the other side of the wall. They have good burritos, and everybody needs to come back with some tacos.
Hey. Well, first off, Michelle sends her manicured middle finger.
Does that come? Well, hold on, Barack. Does that come with a birth certificate too?
That's Mr. President to you.
And that's Mr. President to you too.
President Cheeto.
No, Captain Comb Over, get it right. It's Captain Comb Over.
Yeah.
It's spray tan.
Here, I resemble that remark.
What, Captain? Yeah, right. I was gonna say that would be.
Ryan,
Listen. We have a guy here who's having more of a comb over than I do. Because listen, I could be in a wind turbine and my hair stays put.
Yeah, well, you put 6,000 cans of fucking product in it. No wonder his hair is good as Reagan's used to be.
I've taken my Listen, I'm a WWE Hall of Famer. I take all my products from AJ Styles, Mr. Pert Plus himself.
All I know is you guys don't remember Reagan. I remember the jokes for Reagan is.
Yeah, I heard Reagan.
Listen.
Let me put it to you this way. No. Let me get the joke out. Because people used to say during windstorms, the only thing that moved on that man was the man's neck fat. Everything else, nothing moved.
You don't want us to make old jokes, but yet you bring up Reagan.
Shit, there's still people that bring up Reagan. I've seen comics still bringing up Reagan.
Wow. But look, the nurse is amazing.
Nobody's fault that you remember whenever, Gorbachev tore down the wall.
Listen here, Gorbachev, tear down that wall. What a nurse. If you know that line, congratulations. You
I
listen
don't
to
even know that fucking line.
from fucking Land of Confusion, where he nukes the fucking planet instead of calling for the nurse because he's bedbound.
Oh, you're talking about the old splitting image shit that used to be in.
Yep. Good old Genesis, Land of Confusion, baby.
Yeah, I remember the line. Yeah, wow, that's one heck of a nurse. Yeah,
Wow.
I remember that line.
Wow, that's one heck of a nurse. All right, we ready?
Yeah, let's kick this pig.
And 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Betting Window on the Nerd Report Network. I am your host, Stephen Ronnie, and with me, as always,
The Zombie Master, and I do not bet on baseball like an MLB umpire does.
as well as
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was gonna say, sick cock over there needs to introduce
Captain
himself.
Captain Sickcock.
That doesn't sound right. Y'all
No,
gotta
it
come up with
doesn't.
a better term.
No, it doesn't.
It's better than slumber cock.
No, that's
Like-
actually.
Sick.
There's nothing I'm saying. Mm-mm.
Ryan, introduce yourself.
Yeah, Captain Stuntcock, I'm here.
As well as hello, Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hello, friends.
yes. And if you are new to the show, what the hell is wrong with you? This is a great intro to have to figure out where the fuck you are. But if you are new to the show, welcome. This is a betting podcast where we dive into good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that in the world of sports and sports betting. On today's show, of course, we go back into the free agency market for Major League Baseball. We talk a little bit of hockey, a little bit of bullshit, a lot of Super Bowl, and much, much more. But yeah.
Okay,
Speaking-
LA Knight.
What do you guys think about the dude from at the media presser asking Mahomes who his favorite referee is?
That's funny.
I didn't hear about that one.
How about Kelsey asking the media to shut the fuck up about the refs?
Oh yeah, because Kelsey, they asked fucking Travis Kelsey what he likes more, Taylor Swift
Or the
Or
referees?
or Phantom 15-yard roughing the passer calls.
This
That
is
was-
gonna be a very interesting Super Bowl, I should say.
It's really not. Nobody. It's the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl this year.
It's better.
I mean, look, the way I look at the Super Bowl, yeah, this was the matchup 2 years ago. Say what you want about Kansas City, and I know I'll probably further elaborate on it, but with the Chiefs, they find ways to win. And here's how good this football team's been since Christmas Day in 2023. The Chiefs have lost only a total of 3 games. Then they lost to Buffalo in the regular season, and then they lost a meaningless game against Denver when they had everything clinched. I didn't know there were guidelines and style points for winning. The goal is to win, and they've done that. I mean, they have
only
been
in college.
I guess. And then Philly, Ronnie, I told you this on Monday Evening Quarterback. I thought Philly was the better team than Detroit all along. I trusted Jalen Hurts a hell of a lot more than I did Jared Goff.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Christian, I got a question for you. Now, I want you to take, even though I hate the motherfucker more than life itself, is Patrick Mahomes the new Tom Brady?
No.
No.
He's not. I'm going to tell you why. Patrick is still writing his story. Tom was dominant for 2 decades, right? Every year, you heard about the Patriots and them, being in the same position the Chiefs were these last couple of years, just always making the AFC Championship, you could always depend on New England and Brady to be one of the final four teams before a couple weeks before Super Bowl Sunday, right? Whereas with Brady, to me, what cemented Brady's legacy was when he won that seventh one.
Yeah, the one
First
in Tampa.
year in Tampa Bay. It's not the fact that he won it, John. It was the simple fact of who he beat to get to the Super Bowl. Listen to this. You ready?
I'm listening.
He beat Drew Brees in a divisional round. Future Hall of Famer, right?
Of course.
He beat Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP that year, in Lambeau. Future Hall of Famer. In the NFC Championship game. Then, in the Super Bowl, he beats Patrick Mahomes. Now, I will say this about Patrick. There are only two quarterbacks who have beat Patrick in the playoffs. Joe Burrow and Tom Brady's done it twice. Mahomes is the greatest of his generation, without question. But in order to pass Brady, he's going to need at least, I say maybe 15 to 18 years of dominance. Yeah, he's 7 years in. So he's 10 to 11 years away. I mean, I'm not going to put him over Brady just yet.
And I will never put him over Montana.
And
no,
to
no,
be
you
honest,
can't.
and to be honest with you, I wouldn't even put him over Peyton Manning.
Well, no, the only reason I asked that is because, look, Mahomes is a good quarterback. Let's not sugarcoat it.
I mean, John, listen to everything he's done since he's come into the league. His first year, he throws 50 touchdown passes. Only 3 quarterbacks have thrown 50 touchdown passes in a single season. Brady was one, Peyton Manning was the other, and Patrick Mahomes, right?
Right.
Every single year that Mahomes has been in the league, he's played in the AFC Championship. And here's the thing. I remember when Kansas City used to be at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Even when they were good, you never really took them seriously because Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were dominating the league. Right, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's Kansas City's world, and we're just living in it. I think the two teams that can truly compete with Kansas City are the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think if you give it another year, you can argue that Denver might be up there.
Nah, I don't know about that just yet.
I'm saying give it a couple of years, and Denver can argue. You can put Denver into that conversation. I see something with Bo. The problem is with Bo Nix that kills him is how long he stayed in college for.
Yeah. But no, John. To answer your question, I'll say
does he? Or let me ask you. Let me reiterate. Let me bounce off of that. Does he have the pedigree and the potential to overtake Brady? Let me put it to you that.
Yes, that he does. I mean, he's won. He's been very.
But you know what?
He's been dominant since he's come into look. The Chiefs, for the longest, have been looking for that franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And you want to know something interesting, John?
What's up?
Guess who traded Patrick Mahomes to the Chiefs in order for the Chiefs to pick him?
Who's that?
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Really? I never knew
Yep.
that.
Yeah. The Buffalo Bills could have had Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, the Bills didn't do too bad in the quarterback department.
No,
but...
they didn't do bad. They didn't do bad. But my thing is, so many teams passed up on Patrick Mahomes. The Chicago Bears passed up on him, and the Bears also passed up on Deshaun Watson. My bad.
Gotta make sure you have those pudding pops handy. Hey! We can call him Cocoa and White Chocolate because Justin Tucker's in that same boat too.
Christian's not even acknowledging that one.
He should be. Honest to God, Justin's gonna get his ass out of the league now because of that shit.
Did Christian
So
jump off?
yeah, do I think he has the pedigree? Definitely. You know who he reminds me of? I tell Ronnie this all the time. Patrick Mahomes reminds me of a more athletic version of Brett Favre.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
And
Less, and I've always
is-
said I see less gunslinger.
Yeah, because he's smarter with the ball, but he can also improvise on the run, just like Brett did. But you know what the common denominator is between him and Brett? Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Andy Reid was Brett Favre's offensive coordinator in Green Bay.
That's
so,
true.
So the one thing I will say this is that when you compare Brady and compare Brady to Mahomes and everything like that, the one problem with all that is look at the systems that both of them are in.
Mm-hmm.
Then look at I always use that because we always argue that who's the better quarterback. And the problem is it's not like basketball where you have the argument between MJ, Kobe, and LeBron.
Honestly, that's what this
It is,
conversation
but
kind of reminds me of.
but the problem is though is it's two separate games. Because when Montana was in there, the defense could do almost nearly everything to kill an offensive receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Now you look at Brady. Brady was the bridge, but you look at Brady then Mahomes, and you can barely breathe on the quarterback or on the receiver, and you're getting a flag.
Yeah, I mean, it's called the Brady rule
Yeah.
for a reason.
Now the one thing I'll say this is when you think of Brady and Mahomes, you instantly think of their coaches.
Yeah, but here
Who was
say
Montana?
this,
The last thing I was gonna say is, who was Montana's head coach?
Bill Walsh.
See, true football fans know that. How many people do you think really are gonna know that?
No, but I want to say this. I'm so glad you brought up the coaching scenario, Ronnie. I honestly, Andy Reid is one of the best I've seen do it. He's the best in the league now, but you know what makes him so special? It's the fact
What he
that
did in
he's
Philly?
been able,
For the shit he did in Philly.
No, not even that. It's the fact he's been able to adapt with the game. Because a lot of coaches, older coaches per se,
Just use Bill.
they're still stuck in their philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Andy Reid has been able to change with the game. I mean, look, the game now is a hell of a lot different than what it was 20 years ago when he was the Eagles head coach. It was more hard hitting. It was more physical. Now, unfortunately, it's more finesse. And the league has made it to a point where where the offensive effort is more maximized than the defensive impact.
Right.
But Andy, I mean, look, Andy is a wizard. Just listen to all the quarterbacks he's worked with. Donovan McNabb.
Yep.
You know, you saw what he did with Michael Vick, and I honestly think he brought out the best in Michael Vick. But unfortunately, Mike lost a couple of seasons of his career because he was in prison.
Woof.
Hey, yo. I mean, Alex Smith had a pretty good year under Andy Reid, and then you see what he's doing with Patrick Mahomes. Dare I say it? I honestly think Mahomes and Reid, I think they're one of the best quarterback head coach tandems in NFL history. Obviously, you know, it's Brady and Belichick. Then you got to put Montana and Walsh in there because they never lost in a Super Bowl. But right now, Mahomes and Reid are knocking at that door. I have them right now at number 3.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, also think about it too. He was the quarterback coach, like you said, for Brett.
Yeah, so Andy Andy is one of the best offensive-minded guys in the league. I honestly wouldn't be mad if people thought he was the best offensive mind in the league.
Okay, Christian, I got another question for you. Now, is
Let me
there
hear it.
now this is go along with what? Now, is there another coach? Now, take Andy Reid out of this. Is there another coach that you can think of off the top of your head that's had equal the success or more, dare I say, more success than Andy Reid has when it comes to quarterbacks that you know of? Ryan, this goes to you or Ronnie too, both of you.
I mean,
Gibbs?
I'd say Sean Payton, because Sean Payton to me is the reason why Drew Brees is going to be the recipient of a gold jacket next year. I mean, he took a chance on a guy whose rotator cuff gave out on him the season before. And here's the thing. Drew was having a great year with the Chargers. And then I'll never forget it. New Year's Eve, 2005, he hurts he hurts his rotator cuff in a contract year. The Chargers decide, hey, we have a guy named Phillip Rivers waiting in the helm, right? Waiting in the rear view.
Oh, I remember Phillip Rivers. I remember him.
Listen, and they're like, look, we're gonna go with
Youth.
with Phillip, and we're gonna let Drew go. And every team passed up on Drew except for one, the New Orleans Saints, and the rest is history. Drew signs with the Saints in 06. Sean Payton signs with the Saints in 06, and look at the success they had. I mean, yeah, they've won a Super Bowl, but I just look at all the records that Drew Brees set in New Orleans, and I'm just going to come right out and say, I think Drew Brees is the most prolific passer to play our game.
Not wrong.
I might have to say, I might have to go Joe Gibbs.
You know, he's another one. He's a Hall of Famer, Ronnie. You know, Joe was a leader of men. Who else? I mean, Bill Walsh.
Yeah, we literally just said him. Yeah, like
honestly. All right. I want to throw a name out there, and I know you guys are going to scoff at it. Where do you put somebody like a Rex Ryan?
Nowhere.
Nowhere
close.
He's a better coordinator than he was a head coach. But I want to go back.
Hold on. Hold on. He said Rex. Flip that. Put his father in there.
Oh, his father is 1,000 times.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy is the best out of that family.
Who was the one he had a twin brother that looked exactly like him with the beard?
Yeah, it was Rex, but it's the Ryan tree. It's what the fuck was he was on the Cowboys. He was on the Cowboys.
He was also with the Browns too. I can't remember his fucking name.
Rob Ryan.
Rob Ryan. Yeah, there you go.
But it's Buddy. That is the better coach, is the guy that is the standout. Because if it wasn't for him, Philly wouldn't have been what Philly was in, like with Jaws and shit like that, like those guys.
Yeah, but I'll say this about Bill Walsh. Bill kept it going. He had Joe Montana, and then, you know, he even won with Steve Young. So I just think of maintaining consistency, right? Even after you lose the legendary quarterback. And Bill Walsh put 2 San Francisco quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame, Joe Montana and Steve Young.
One other coach, and then I'll shut up. Where do you put Parcells?
He's top 10. He
did it with 3 teams. He made the playoffs with 3 teams.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look at everything he's done, and I just look at all the names who have coached under him. One being
was it Belichick
Bill
under
Belichick.
him?
Yeah, Bill Belichick was a defensive coordinator for him, and Tom Brady always said it. If you want to make Bill Belichick smile, just bring up Lawrence Taylor. And I'm about to look up the list of other guys who coached under Bill Parcells.
Well, while you do that, Ryan, what about you? You got any to add to this?
No.
Yeah, I mean, look.
No. Oh, God damn it! Who is the head coach of the fucking Rams?
Ooh, Sean McVay.
No, I'm talking about 90s show turf.
Oh, Dick Vermeil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to throw him in there too. But I'm looking at all the names who coached under Bill Parcells. Obviously, Belichick, Tom Coughlin,
Yeah. Was
Sean
yeah.
Payton, Mike Zimmer.
You said Todd Bowles, right?
Todd Bowles, Romeo Crennel, Todd Haley, Tony Sperano.
Was Mangini Parcells or was he Belichick?
He was Belichick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's when it comes to coaches, I mean, it really spawns from three. It really, the spawn of fucking coaches spawned from three coaches. It's Belichick, but he came from Parcells. But then, like, you look at Saban. If you go from the college game, look at all the coaches that have come from Nick Saban.
Yeah, you know, you got guys like
Bill O'Brien,
Kirby Smart,
yeah.
Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin.
But then didn't he come? But then, like, a lot of them come from Spurrier too.
Yeah, hold on, let me look. I'm curious to look at coaches under Nick Saban.
There's a ton.
Assistant coaches under Nick Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
Mark D'Antonio, Mario Cristobal, Dan Lanning, Kurt Signetti, Brian Daboll, Mel Tucker. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's... Yeah, I mean, it's insane. When you can just go through college coaches on its own, when you can make a list of, like, 50 college coaches and not touch one NFL coach. It's insane. Because, I mean, then you also factor in guys like Lombardi. You factor in John Madden. You factor in Shoddy. Fucking Schottenheimer. Fucking Mike Tomlin and Bill Cowher.
What's the guy from Pittsburgh? Who was the big one in Pittsburgh?
Bill Cowher and Tomlin.
And then Chuck Noll.
And Chuck Noll, yeah. Like, the three fucking coaches in Pittsburgh for the last 60 years. I mean, Tony Dungy. There's a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks that all spawn off of maybe, what? 6, 7, 8 coaches?
Who was the coach that was under the days of Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman? Who was that in Dallas?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, and I would not put him in that list because as much as he was good, when Aikman and them left, he did nothing.
Yeah, but again,
he was better in Miami.
He was, but Jimmy Johnson was the first head coach to win a national championship and a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's, in my opinion, as much as he is known for those Cowboys teams, when you bring up the U, it's Jimmy.
And, you know, there's another name that we're neglecting. What about Don Shula?
One of the best ever to do it. Let me tell you. He is the winningest coach in NFL history. I mean, he did it. He was consistent. He only had, I think, 2 losing seasons as a head coach. So he's by far one of the very best to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane when you go through that. Like, shit, college. Me and Christian could list off, like, we could spend an hour just doing college coaches. Me and Christian could. It's insane. I mean, even now, look at who just got signed to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Chip Kelly. Like, he goes from a national title to now he's with Pete Carroll, who's another one.
All right, now here's another thing. How is Belichick going to do in college, you think?
I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think he is what these young men need because I look at
Is it bad to say that there's too much ego in the pros, just like how the NBA has too much ego in the
yeah,
NBA?
but I think this is gonna be good for him. He obviously coaching is a passion of his. Like one thing I've heard about a lot of the former players that have played for Bill Belichick, they said, "Look, if I didn't learn anything from him, then something's not right." Like Bill Belichick lives, breathes, and eats and sleeps football.
No.
And
Okay, go ahead.
no, I think they're gonna be good. I mean, no, it's not the NFL, but I was shocked when he took the job with North Carolina and Chapel Bill.
Chapel Hill.
Chapel
I call
Bill.
him Chapel Bill.
Chapel, yeah.
But
Hey,
I think he's gonna be good. I think he dominated National Signing Day today. He reeled in quite a few recruits, so he's in for the long haul.
Listen.
Now,
he's got to get his girlfriend that tuition.
You ain't shit.
No, here, Christian. Now, here's here's a question. Like I said, I mean, they're just coming to me, so I'm going to spout them off while I got them stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Do you think, with Belichick's track record of being an winning NFL coach, regardless of what people say or think about him and all that stuff, do you think in the near future we could be seeing an influx of, but I don't want to say potential Hall of Famers, but potential Super Bowl champions coming out of North Carolina under his leadership?
It's possible. I mean, once you win, that the method and the preparation to win is always going to be with you. I know he struggled after Brady, and everybody wants to throw that in his face, but again, he didn't adapt with the game like I said Andy Reid did. I mean, Bill Belichick had a former defensive coordinator calling the offensive plays in Foxborough a couple of years before he left. Yeah, I know they made the playoffs that one year in 2021, but I just want to know, has he adapted with the game? Because yeah, you can still be old school, but implement some of the new school with it as well.
The thing about college football that is always good, as much as you have the transfer portal and all that, no matter what, it's still an old school style game.
Yeah, it is.
There's no real, as much as there's new school, there's still 4 offensive play. There's still only really 4 offenses that get run in college football.
Yeah.
The spread, the pistol, the wishbone, and the power eye. That's really it.
Yeah, but I'll say this. I love seeing Belichick on TV this year because he's a true teacher of the sport of football.
How do you feel about him trading in the hoodie for a suit? I gotta get used to that.
What, with North Carolina?
Yeah.
No, they gave him a hoodie.
Oh no! But did you see him at the UNC game?
Yeah, I did.
He's in a full blown Chapel Blue fucking Tar Heel Blue.
A lot of them do that.
But it's so weird seeing Bill in a suit.
I've seen him in suits before.
Yeah, but you hear Bill Belichick, the hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But final thoughts. Let's wrap up this part of football, and we'll dial it back when we get into the Super Bowl picks. We'll dive into college. So, final thoughts.
Yeah, I had all my questions that I wanted to get answered.
Okay, so I guess there's no real we pretty much just answered it. Ryan, do you have anything you want to add to it before we dive into free agency? No?
Oh.
Nope. Alright. So, alright. First bit of news that, before we dive into free agency, the Dodgers came out and said that Shohei does not look like he will be pitching until May.
Called answer the phone because I called that one. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, his pitching, fine, but he's still going to be playing. Now, here's the bigger problem. Acuna Jr. will be missing at least the first month of the year from not having, from his injury.
This was a torn. Didn't he have a torn ACL again?
Yes. But it was a non-contact injury that got him the torn ACL.
But still, a torn ACL is a torn ACL.
But this was also in... He also got injured, I believe it was June. To me, that sparks red flags that it's taken almost a full year. Full 365 to heal. That, if you're the Braves, that should scare you a little.
Oh, most definitely. And what's the status on Spencer Strider then, too? Is he on par to...
They have... I've read nothing about Strider.
I don't know if that's good news or bad news on that regard. Because Strider's your future.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't heard anything about, Strider's in camp or Strider's arm's coming along great and stuff like that, the fact that you haven't heard a peep out of Spencer Strider from anybody from either the Braves or Strider's camp, if I'm the Braves, I'm terrified.
Christian,
Or am I just shooting shit here?
No, Christian, what's your thoughts? I'd say it's a little too early because he got injured in June. So
I really don't. I haven't really kept up with it, so I can't really say anything.
Ryan, do you have any thoughts? Like,
yeah.
What's?
All I will say is, when he's healthy, I think he's the third best player in baseball behind.
So this is coming.
Judge.
So this is coming from Sports Talk ATL. Braves believe Spencer Strider is ahead of schedule.
Okay. That's terrifying.
That he's ahead of schedule. I mean, if it was a clean tear, that's probably the best news.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, if he's ahead of schedule, do you see him starting the season? Or do you see him having...
He's not going to pick the ball. If he picks up the ball opening day, I'll be shocked. I think if... I have to look this up, but I don't know if they open up at home. But I think that would be the major question. Do they open up at home, or are they on the road to start the
Atlanta?
season? Yeah.
Hold on, I'll pull
Well,
up
no,
the schedule.
I'll look. I'll find it. I'm finding it now. Because when the season starts, the season starts...
March 31st, essentially.
Yes. Okay. Atlanta is on the road. So he won't start on the road. I bet you they'll wait until they get back to Atlanta, which would probably be the second weekend of the season for him to start. Him to throw, yeah, that would be against Miami. I could see him getting the ball on the Friday, on the 4th. But I don't see him starting day one, especially when they open up against the fucking Dodgers.
Oh, definitely not. You don't put that kind of pressure on the guy. Fresh out of the box, you know?
No. By the way, he had a UCL tear. So he had Tommy John.
That's what I mean. That's a pretty major surgery for a pitcher. We all know that.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
True, it's not. I will grant you that. You're right.
But
I don't know. Story, the future's yet to be told. Is he going to be a force this year for the Braves? Oh, more than likely.
yeah, I mean, he'll probably start in May, if anything, latest May. I mean, in reality, the only bit of free agency news is Scherzer is a Blue Jay for 1 year for $15.5 million.
Oh, he did sign with the Jays, huh?
Yep.
And I've been hearing rumblings, and Ronnie, tell me if you've heard it, that Pete is toying with the idea of firing Boris.
Well, first off, who gives a shit? Because he's already made his bed and now he's got to lie in it. If he comes back to the Mets, great. If he goes on, who gives a shit? We're still going after Vladdy.
Yeah, because the ultimatum with the Blue Jays is what the article I read was Vlad gave the Blue Jays until full camp opens, to have either trade me or extend me. So if they don't meet that, do you see Vladdy being a Blue Jay on opening day?
Yeah, because they have all the cards right now. The Blue Jays are going to want top dollar for him even if he doesn't resign. So they have all the leverage right now. They have all the leverage. So it really wouldn't matter. He'll play up to the trade deadline and then he'll force his way out. Because then he gets his service rate. And then Jack Flaherty is a Detroit Tiger, 2 years, $35 million, which then now bolsters that rotation.
He's going home. That's where he had a majority of his success, was with Detroit. So,
but now you put him with Tommy Kaline in the bullpen. You have now a terrifying rotation in Detroit and a bullpen.
Right behind Tyler Skobel, who's going to basically be the ace of that rotation.
Yeah. But that's really it when it comes to free agency. I mean, we're still waiting on Alex Bregman
and Pete. They're both.
And Pete.
Now you know what I find funny. This time last year, we were talking about J.D. Martinez hadn't signed.
J.D. Martinez right now is ready to play pickleball.
Blake Snell, Ronnie's favorite pitcher.
Fuck him.
I knew I was going to get that. And who's the guy with the Diamondbacks? Montgomery. So by spring training last year, 3 of the top players were on the outside looking in as spring training looms. History has repeated itself. When are these players going to realize that Boras he needs to go. Everybody's looking, look at all the money he got for Soto. Soto was going to get that money no matter where he went, no matter who was representing him. He was getting that money. It just so happened that Boras was his fucking agent.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is, but all right. Okay, moving on.
What about the umpire? Don't you want to bring that one up?
There's not enough news about that. In all honesty, I mean, yeah, okay. Umpire got fired for sharing betting accounts. There's nothing about it yet that's saying that any information he gave got him paid.
And one other thing, do you want to bring up that topic you and I discussed last week now that Christian's here?
No, because I really don't have any information about number 42.
All right. Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. Christian, I mean, unless you want something to add.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah. Ryan, do you want to say anything about Mo? Or do you even know?
Talking about the whole thing with him covering some shit up?
We know nothing. There's no real evidence behind it yet.
Yeah, I really don't care.
And I said it last week. It's like the Chris Benoit shit. Okay, he on the field, he's the greatest of all time. If it comes out that he's doing this shit off the field, well, he's a fucking moron. But you got to separate the player from the man.
No, you're right. No, I agree with you.
Nah, he's a Trump supporter, so he ain't shit to me.
Who Mariano is?
Yeah, he is.
Mr.
Okay,
Trump,
then.
you got anything to say about that?
I'm not touching that.
I,
No, because I could get in a lot of trouble with that. And you really
I put that right on the tee for you. You didn't
listen,
take a shot at it.
listen. You have a better chance of getting Joanna, and I don't feel like putting on an act right now. So Joanna's staying at home.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still getting over being sick. But speaking of sickening, Christian, I need your opinion on the two big trades that's happened this week.
What, the Luka one?
Let's start off with the first one. The second one we'll get into because that just broke an hour ago. Luka to the Lakers for a bunch of other picks and bullshit like that. But Anthony, the biggest thing is Luka to the Lakers, Anthony Davis to the Mavs.
Dallas won the trade because they became the better team. The Lakers don't play defense now. Anthony Davis was the only guy who actually defended the rim, protected the rim, rebound the ball. You know, they were able to operate, right?
Is Luka LeBron's Kyrie?
I don't know, because we haven't seen him play yet. So we can't really say. Luka, don't get me wrong, I think Luka's great. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Luka got to tone it down some because...
Gotta lay off the alcohol.
Yeah, that, you know, and lay off the Danishes and Slovenian hookers.
I thought that was Djokovic.
No fucking comment. Because you noticed in the finals last year, Boston ran right at Luka, and he can never really adjust. Grant Hill said it best. Grant Hill said, "Yeah, Luka got to shed some pounds." But the way, when I first heard the news and when I saw what happened, I was shocked. Because I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself,
Oh,
okay.
me and you kind of were like, we had no words. Normally I text you when I see something. I am like, I got nothing.
Right. You know what the Lakers making this move tells me?
That they're gonna try to get younger.
That and LeBron is on his way out. So when LeBron leaves,
it's Luka's team. We already kind of
Lakers
know this is going to be Luka's team.
So I'll say this: Dallas won the deal for now. The Lakers won it in the future.
Well, Christian, let me ask you this. Now, is this? I mean, you said LeBron's gone. Does that mean LeBron's going to another team, or LeBron's hanging him up?
LeBron's gonna hang it up.
They did the whole thing with his kid. It's not working out. His kid's now in the fucking
G League.
the G League, soon to go to Europe. And it
Yeah, and if you think about it, LeBron really has nothing left to prove.
No. And it's funny because everyone's like, the whole argument between LeBron and Jordan still going down, and everyone's like, oh, well, LeBron played 20 fucking years. Okay. Let's rewind all this. What if Jordan had LeBron's regimen? Forget how the game is played. Let's forget how the game is played first off. What if Jordan treated his body like LeBron does?
Yeah, but I'll say this. The reason why I don't think it's a debate is because go look at Jordan's 95-96 season.
Oh, yeah. No, me and you both agree that Jordan...
John, do you remember that season? What Jordan did that year?
Which year is that?
95-96.
I wasn't. I mean, I knew of. Let me put it this way.
Jordan cleaned up every award. Jordan won All-Star MVP. He won League MVP. He won Defensive Player of the Year. He won. I think he won the scoring title.
Yeah.
that year.
So there's four. So there's only been 4 players to win a scoring title, an MVP, and a
Defensive Player of the Year
Defensive Player of the Year
in the same season.
And it's Jordan, and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and Jordan.
Argument over.
Like I always say, the only thing LeBron does better
Keep his
than
hairline.
Jordan, he's a better teammate.
He might be a better
He
father.
Yeah.
Oh, you went there, didn't you?
Look,
Oh, if you heard what happened,
look.
if you heard what happened 2 days ago, you understand why.
I don't know. I'm not a basketball. I don't really follow basketball stuff, so I have no idea.
Jordan's kid got busted for coke.
He's a better teammate. LeBron was able to hold on to his hair, and he got more tattoos.
And
That's it.
And he's a better father.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron. See, I can't compare LeBron and
Jordan.
Jordan. If anything, LeBron is a better scoring version of Magic Johnson.
Yeah, me and you have said that multiple times. That if you're going to compare LeBron to anybody, it's Magic. On how they play. It's not MJ. Oh, well, MJ, LeBron does this, LeBron did that. I go, the best answer that we've always had is, how many rings did LeBron lose?
Yeah, and what do I always say? The difference between Jordan and LeBron. Jordan prevented Hall of Famers from winning. Hall of Famers have won on LeBron.
Yeah.
Dirk, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, Tony
Curry.
Parker, Manu Ginobili. Well, Steph's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
But he will be.
Yet.
He will.
I'm talking about guys who are in.
Not Robinson, because he wasn't there when Robinson.
No.
Was that his last year? Or did he retire?
He retired, and he retired the year LeBron came in.
Okay, so he didn't go off on his high horse. He went out the year that was the finals.
Right.
Before.
When
He went out the year, yeah.
When the Spurs beat the Nets.
When Duncan took over.
Right, when Duncan was MVP that year.
Yeah, that's when LeBron was in the finals.
Yeah, those guys in Boston.
Yeah.
You know, and the Pistons, Chauncey and Ben Wallace.
A team statistically shouldn't have won the title.
Wasn't David Robinson on that team too?
No. That was Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace,
Tayshaun Prince, Rick Emerson,
yep.
and Chauncey Billups.
Yep. That team was one of the only teams to win a title where defense mattered more than their offense.
Yeah, Ben Wallace shut down Shaq.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, Shaq is 7'1". Ben Wallace is like 6'8", and he shut Shaq down.
That's the outlier when it comes to titles. Yeah. But then the other trade that just broke is Jimmy Butler. Traded to the Warriors and inks a 2-year, $121 million extension.
Jimmy Butler is an idiot. Because you can't act like that. And here's the thing. He's done this with just about everyone he's played with. I don't think he did this with the Bulls. Like, I remember when he got drafted.
No, he got his way out of the Bulls because of the coach to the T-Wolves.
Right. Because he played for Tibbs.
Yep.
Then, that becomes a mess. He gets drafted. He gets traded to Philly. Philly, I don't know if he saw something like the writing on the wall, but I thought he was the piece that could have helped put the Sixers over the top.
Yeah.
Gets his
Yeah.
way to Miami, and I thought he was actually pretty damn good in Miami. Then all this unfolds, and now he's in Golden State. How he conducted himself in Miami, he can't do that in Golden State because Steve Kerr doesn't mess around.
The problem is, though, is everything kind of started to unfold during COVID with him.
Yeah.
When they were in the bubble. And the alleged shit that happened with him and Rachel Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dribbling a basketball in your hotel room. How dare you?
Yeah, I just wonder how she was.
The only one that actually could go on CNN and you actually paid attention to CNN.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even kidding about that. She was the best part about watching CNN. That's it. Don't give a shit about anything. Anderson Cooper interviewing her was the funniest shit in the world. And PJ Tucker is going to Miami from the Jazz.
See, I was kind of hoping Golden State could land him. Sort of, because, like, PJ Tucker kind of has that Rodman impact.
Yeah.
I'm not talking, like, the antics. I'm talking...
No, the rebounding and...
He does the dirty work. You know, every basketball team kind of has that guy. And you look at every team that's won a finals, they've all had that guy. Like, you look at Golden State. They had Iggy. You know what I'm saying? You look at Miami. That was Udonis Haslem. The Bulls. It was Rodman. You know, like there's just always that guy.
I mean, hell, even Rodman when he was with the Lakers.
Right.
Tell you another trade that just dropped. That dropped 12 hours ago. The Bucks traded Middleton to the Wizards for Kuzma.
Yeah, I saw that.
For Kuzma.
I saw that. That's crazy.
You know who the happiest person in that trade is? Kuzma.
Yeah, but can he stay healthy? He has a problem not being able to stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, but does this make... He's not going to be asked to do a lot with the Bucks. That's the thing. He's not going to be asked to do a lot. And then this just broke. Holy crap, we're going to get into the NBA all of a sudden. The Chicago Bulls signed Lonzo Ball to 2 years, $20 million.
I mean, he won't play.
I'm kind of shocked that he signed an extension. That they asked him to. Yeah, like that's insane. But
yeah.
And then we'll get out of basketball because that's really it for basketball. There's not a lot. It's we're in the trade deadline, so next week it might be a little bit deeper with trades. But I mean, the biggest story, the final story that came out of hockey, till we take a quick break, quotes. Joshua Quick, first American goalie, 15th goalie to hit 400 wins, first U.S. goalie to ever do this. First U.S. goalie to get 400 wins. He did it 9th overall. That's insane that the dude did it in less than 800 days. And the fact that you think about all the hockey players, he's the first U.S. born goalie to do it. And the Rangers have sucked this year. So, that's impressive. Ra, you got any thoughts?
Nope.
No. Have you seen anything? Because I have not seen any other thing for hockey and shit like that.
Tell you the truth, man, I haven't been paying attention the past week.
Okay.
Been sick as fuck.
All right. Well, with that being said, sit tight. We're going to pay some bills, do the song of the week, and come back as we dive into our college segment as well as our picks for the Super Bowl, and we have some fun. So we'll be right back. But if you're listening live, sit tight because we ain't going nowhere. We'll be back. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Yeah, we're not doing any breaks. If you're watching us live, there ain't no breaks. If you're listening to us on Spotify, congratulations. You had a song of the week with some fun shit behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So enthusiastic, Ryan.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm doing the podcast live.
Doing it hopped up on fucking cough medicine.
Yep.
He's on the quill.
Well, it is what it is.
I'm here. That's what counts.
So, yep, that is what counts. We do have some college news coming through, and Christian, you're actually going to like this. 8 hours ago, there is a new member of the Cal football team.
Mm-hmm.
No news on what he's going to be, but it's saying that he's going to take a general manager type role for Cal football, and it's Riverboat Ron. Ron Rivera returns to Cal football as a general manager type role. Thoughts?
Wow, interesting. I think he's good for the sport. He's older. He's a leader of men. And I think he's going to contribute to that program.
I think you're going to start seeing, like we said at the beginning of the show, you're going to start seeing a lot of older NFL coaches start going back to college because they don't have to deal with the egos that are in the pros. They can form kids into men. I mean, look at a lot of the coaches that are Hall of Famers. Great example for the start out is Nick Saban. Went to the pros, didn't work out, didn't like it anymore, comes back to Alabama, and he's one of the best fucking coaches in football.
What about Harbaugh? Did he left the NFL or he?
Harbaugh went from the NFL to college, won a national title, and now he's back in the NFL. Well, Jim is. His brother has been with Baltimore for
like 18 years.
Yeah, like something ridiculous. He took over for
Brian Billick.
Billick. Thank you. I was going to say, I'm spacing on the fucking name. Billick, yeah, he took over for Billick. But that's always been a thing. Matt Rule went from Temple, went to the NFL, didn't do good in the NFL, goes back to college, and now he's the big guy on fucking in Nebraska. Look at Rutgers. That's probably the biggest example right now for Rutgers. Coach comes in, goes to Tampa Bay, doesn't work out. Schiano does not work out in fucking Tampa at all. Goes to Ohio State, actually was going to go to Tennessee, didn't work out at Tennessee, goes to Ohio State for a year, and then Jersey wants the motherfucker back. Meet the old boss, the same as the new boss, and he's rebuilding this program to where, I mean, listen, the Big Ten's not an easy thing, but we're not Vanderbilt either. It's like, you get a lot of like Steve Spurrier's that way. Jimmy John, I mean, Johnson was kind of the exception to that rule. Because the style of college coach, it doesn't always translate to the NFL. I mean, Christian, right or wrong?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, I think the only guy I've seen be successful in the NFL and college is Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. Because he's got a college style format. Like he plays,
Yeah.
he's a run first type player, which works in the NFL.
Yeah, he wants to look. Yeah, he wants to control and attack the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And when he took the job with the Chargers, the person I was most excited for was Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Because what position did Jim Harbaugh play?
Quarterback.
He was a quarterback. So he knew how to work with Justin. And, you know, I always felt Justin was being used the same way Josh Allen was in Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, it works. But what helped Justin Herbert more than anything was Harbaugh knew how to control an offensive line. He knew how to build around his quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, it didn't really work for them this year in the playoffs, but first-year head coach, or first year back in the league, that's a great sign moving forward. I'm not bringing that up because that just dropped today. I'm not bringing up what happened with women's athletics. I will talk to you guys off air about that one until we have more fucking more fucking shit.
More proof.
More backstory for that. It's not a pretty thing. If some other person was here, he'd be on a soapbox. Let's put it that way. But I will bring up one thing. Me and Ryan have talked about this. Women's wrestling is officially an NCAA sport.
Interesting.
They have their own division officially. Yes, before you had a lot of women wrestling in a men's weight class, and it's one of the few sports back then that, okay, a woman is Title IX. A woman's gonna wrestle against a guy. No one had any issues because there was no women's division.
Isn't that where what's his name's daughter is?
Brock's?
Yeah.
Probably, but now there is officially a women's division in college athletics. There's no word on if high school has this yet or if high school will have this. I'm assuming if it's in college, it's going to make its way down to high school. Because it's already in the Olympics and stuff like that, but I digress. There can't be... Not that there can't be any bitching, but now there can't be any arguments.
Oh, I got breaking news for you guys.
Let me finish this statement real quick and then we'll get to that.
God damn it.
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm almost done. You can't bitch. They can't bitch and moan about it being fair that we can't wrestle against the guys when the NCAA voted unanimously to have a women's division. Case closed. Like, now it's done. There's a women's division. Congratulations. That's it. Me and Ryan were talking about that for 2 days. And I don't think Ryan wants to get on a soapbox for this yet.
Wait till he's a little healthier.
Yeah. Christian! What's the breaking news?
The Mets re-signed Pete Alonso.
He's coming back?
Yep.
Well, let's see what we
On
got.
a 2-year,
Wow.
$54 million deal.
What's the deal?
2 years, 54 mil.
So they got him under $30 million a year.
Wow. Is there an opt-out under that, too?
It didn't say.
Hold on. Player option.
So if he has a killer season, he could opt out after this year.
So I got this. This is according to the Getty Image Sports from Josh Goldberg. Mets signed first baseman Pete Alonso, agreement to a 2-year contract with a guaranteed $54 million. Alonso can opt out after the 2025 season and has an option worth $24 million for 26.
All right, here's the thing. Will he opt out, you think?
I think he has. I think he kind of played his hand and got played.
Well, you know what? I'm glad he's going to be back. I'm not going to lie. I'm glad he's going to be back. Because now you have a lineup of Alonso and Soto. Christian, tell me that doesn't frighten you just a little bit.
Not really.
Okay. Well, no, I asked an honest question. I got an honest answer. That's
What helps Pete is now he has protection behind him. But on the same hand, too, what hurts Pete is he has to now tuck his tail between his legs and come into a locker room that he wanted 6 years and he had to settle for pretty much 1.5.
well. That and the fact is now you held out all this time. You have to produce. If you want a bigger ducat, you're gonna have to produce this year. And if he underproduces again this year, you know damn well he's exercising that option.
Yeah. Rye, thoughts?
I told you
Ryan,
guys.
you want me to say it for you?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody care.
Well, I kind of care because I'm kind of glad he's back because, you
Yeah.
know, he's a homegrown guy, and I said this a couple of shows back. I don't know if you were here, Christian, for it, but it's like the Mets have let far too many of their homegrown talent just walk away with it leaving a bad taste in fans' mouth, i.e. Jacob deGrom, i.e. Michael Conforto, Daniel Murphy, so on and so forth. Tom Seaver when he was traded in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these guys I mentioned were all homegrown guys that the fans fell in love with. And they let ownership or general managers or whatever.
But this is, no offense, this is different. This is not DeGrom. This is not Syndergaard.
Fuck, Syndergaard fucked himself.
But
okay?
I'm just using that as this is not Wheeler. This is not any of those. The thing is the Mets offered Pete multiple contracts that were fair, and Pete turned them down. Because
did he turn him down, or did friggin' Boras turn him down?
Boras wasn't his when Pete was offered that 6 years extension. Pete turned it down. Pete turned it down, not Boras, because he wasn't his agent yet.
Or we don't know he wasn't.
No, because he didn't sign until after the season was over. He didn't sign Boras until after the season was over. Pete
But that
turned it
doesn't
down.
mean he wasn't negotiating with him by then.
But it doesn't matter. Pete turned down the extension. Pete wanted $30 million a year. Okay, well then the Mets offered him a 3-year contract. He felt insulted by that. Well, no offense, Pete. Did you want 6 years or do you want $30 million a year? You can't get both. You were never going to get $35 million for 6 years, or 6 years, $35 million a year. You were never going to get that because you're not a good defensive first baseman. He's not a Gold Glover. It's not like you're getting, you're paying for his bat, but he has a better chance of playing left field like Juan Soto.
True. No, you're right. You're completely right. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying because
So
I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
so you're not Pete's not Juan Soto with the bat. Yeah, he can hit 30 something home runs a game. Yes, he had an emotional home run against the Brewers that put the Mets into the next round of the playoffs. But let's face it, we've seen it gone before. Pete has started to get fragile at his age. And let's face it, if he takes this deal, he's playing one more year at first base, and then if he keeps the option, he's going to be a designated hitter next year.
Yeah, because we all know, you said this earlier in the show, the Mets are going to go after Vladdy with everything they got. And Vladdy has already come out and said he wants to play here.
So
He's not said he said he likes to play New York and he likes to beat Yankees. That's what he said. Saying that is not saying I want to play for the fucking Mets.
Well, the Mets have also come out and said that they're going guns blazing.
Right.
Correct. But he has never once said, I want to be a Met. No. He said he likes playing in New York. He likes beating Yankees.
Well, he's also said he wants to play with his brother.
Right, which his brother's a
Granted,
Met
hold on. Legally, Ryan, you're right. He has never come out and said the words, I want to be a Met. Legally, he can't. Because then they can consider that tampering, and there's a whole other issue with that. Legally, he cannot say, I want to play for the Mets. He can say stuff that he can say stuff that I want to play with my brother. I want to play in New York. I like beating the Yankees. He can say all that, which could mean anything. It could be, hey, I want to play as the Mets, or I want to play in Boston so I can beat the shit out of the fucking Yankees.
Everybody, he said he wants to play there. No, he said he likes playing in New York. There's a difference. There are players from all over the fucking country that love to play in St. Louis. Doesn't mean they want to be a Cardinal.
No, but like I said, legally he can't say it. Like, let's not get it wrong. Legally, we all know he can't. If he wants to actually be a Met, he legally cannot come out and actually say it.
Yeah, because that's considered contract tampering.
But at the same time, too, saying stuff like, I want to play with my brother. Is it likely that he's hinting at wanting to be a Met? Yes. But that's it. It's hinting. It's not actually wanting to be a Met.
Never once said, I want to be a Met.
No, he can't. Legally, like I said, he can't.
He never even hinted at it. He said, I like beating Yankees.
But he also said he wants to play with his brother. His brother is signed with the Mets.
Wants to beat Yankees, he can play for the Mets. He can play for the Red Sox. There's all kinds of
Sox would never be able to afford him. Listen, him playing for the Red Sox would be fucking terrifying. But if that was the case, he could stay with Toronto. Toronto plays them the same amount of time.
It doesn't matter. All he said is, I like to beat Yankees. That's not saying, I want to play for this team, I want to play for that team. That's just him saying he likes beating the Yankees. That's it.
But also, too, you think about it, he knows already that he's not going to be able to the Blue Jays ain't going to win. No matter how many times the Blue Jays try to win, the big bad Yankees are the reason that they ain't going nowhere. Vlad, though, is also in the same boat as Ken Griffey, where if Vlad has one contract and it's to the Yankees, he's retiring.
Yeah, because, Griffey came out, because Griffey had bad memories of when he was a kid when his father played for the Yankees.
Right, but that's a different story. That's a different issue. I'm saying, though, is he's legally never said that, but the implementations of him wanting to be a Met has been written on the wall for 2 years.
Ever since his brother signed that deal with the Mets.
But what's funny is it's the same argument with Juan Soto.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if the Mets don't even get to fucking sniff him.
Oh, bullshit. The money alone gets him in the door just to talk to him. Just Cohen's money gets him in the door to talk to him. Vlad would be crazy as a business deal to not take an interview with the Mets because of the money that they could, if they wanted to, offer him. That's just business. That's like Soto. Oh, Soto's not going to go to the Mets. Are you high? Shit, even fucking Ohtani at least took the fucking interest in going to Steve Cohen to see what they would offer. Never said he was going to go, but he still got in the door.
He sniffed him, if you will.
Yeah. Not saying that he never said that he's going to sign, but here's the thing too. Did the Mets sign Soto's brother?
Not yet, because I don't think his brother has posted yet. Wait a minute. Let me look. I'll look it up.
I thought he did. I could be wrong.
Let me look. Wait. Keep talking. I'll look it up while you.
Because Soto even came out and said when this was all going down that he wants to play with his brother wherever his brother landed. I swear to God, I thought the Mets signed his brother. I could be completely wrong about that.
Alejandro Soto plays for. He plays with the Nationals.
Oh, the Nats got him. That's interesting.
The Nats signed him in 2023.
Okay, so 2 years ago.
January 15, 2023, they signed him. And he's 19 years old.
Yeah, he says. Yeah, I said I could be wrong. I wasn't 1,000% sure. I thought
there was definite talk because before he signed, he was eyeballing the Mets because there were photos of him in with a Met hat on.
Yeah.
And they're like, in a couple years, we're gonna get Soto here.
But when it comes to the signing of Pete, great. But you got him for what you wanted, and Pete now has to produce. That's pretty much the basis of everything right now.
It's the bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, and breaking news, Christian, you'll be happy to hear about this. Clemson Duke will be sitting in the return of Dickie V.
That's awesome, baby.
Yep, Dick Vitale will be back in the commentary booth to call Duke versus Clemson.
Listen, I will watch that game, but you know how I feel about Duke.
You'll watch it just for Dickie V, but you're not gonna watch it because of Duke.
Absolutely not.
No, even though
Duke
even though Duke just put an ass whooping on Syracuse.
Let me put it this way: I'm not a basketball fan, but I even know who fucking Dick Vitale is.
Bro, that was embarrassing. That game against UNC. That I've never seen Duke do that kind of damage to UNC. That was nuts.
Knocking butts?
Yeah. Dion comes out and says that he couldn't coach pro ball. Okay. Dion not going to be there. All right.
I could never see Dion as a coach in the NFL anyway. I never could see it.
I could see him as a DC.
Oh, yeah. Not as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, oh, yeah. I could see it.
But, you know what? We talked about this last week, but I want Christian's opinion on this.
Go for it.
Christian, we got the Monday night game officially.
What about it?
For college football, we have the official Monday night game. It will be the TARP, the TCU Horned Frogs, taking on the Tar Heels.
Interesting matchup. Number one. Number two. It's February. Why the fuck are you looking ahead to September?
That popped up, and I thought the fact that it is Bill Belichick's first game as a head coach, and they have the standalone Monday night game.
Okay, but yo, let us get through March through July. We can talk about this in August.
And listen, it just dropped in my fucking lap 2 days ago.
Okay, a lot drops in my lap. I ain't gonna tell it to sit down.
Hey, also be happy. We're getting fucking Catholics versus convicts, too.
Yeah.
That I can't. That's going to be fun.
And Texas and Ohio State, I think.
That's fucking... How the fact that's a Saturday game and not a standalone is beyond me.
That's probably going to be... You think...
Oh. Just say it, because you know they're going.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
that's going to be a... That's going to be a fucking... That's going to be...
You think that'll be big noon kickoff for ESPN?
ESPN, that's a Yeet Fest.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's in Texas.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Did you just say it's going to be a Yeet Fest?
Yeah, because McAfee's going to be there, because that's where College Game Day is going. They're going to Texas. I'll call that now in fucking February. They're going to go to Texas for that game. They don't, I'll be shocked. And even then, I think fucking Big Ten, fucking, what's his name? Fox will still go there too.
Yeah.
But, like you said, it's only February. Which means one thing. Well, we got the Super Bowl. And
tell me you have all those silly bets on.
Oh, you know it's all up already. Ryan has a little bit of freaking... Okay, so me and Ryan talked about this. There is some funny-ass shit that goes on with these bets.
This is the most retarded fucking bets I've ever heard in my life.
All right, let's hear them.
People that bet on these, you need to start going to a fucking meeting.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, if you are one of the people that goes out and drops a fuck ton of money on these retarded ass fucking Super Bowl bets, you legitimately have a problem. Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. You fucking suck.
He's alive! He's alive!
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a Taylor Swift bet in there somewhere?
Yes.
Why am I not shocked?
So one of them, obviously you have your classic, is heads versus tails.
You and I talked about that last week.
Yep. The national anthem, over under a minute and a half. It's a jazz musician this year playing the fucking national anthem. That's a hard over.
If you're on that, I have a bet for you. Is your IQ over or under 62?
The funny part is and when I don't know if this is funny or sad. Maybe a little bit of both. I know there's a person out there that would bet a fucking mortgage on that. By the way, there's also people that are out there that have bet on how long Undertaker's ring entrance is at WrestleMania. I think Ryan might have just died. Yep, I think he's kaput.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Okay, you ready for this bet? And this is how dumb people are. Over under 20 miles an hour. How fast will Saquon's top speed be? How the fuck are you gonna know this?
Better yet, why the fuck do you care?
Yeah, you're not wrong, because they literally have on here 19.5 miles an hour. Xavier Worthy, 18.5. Like, first off, how the fuck are you gonna know? They could make up any number.
I resemble the remark that Ryan said before. If you're betting on this, you need to get out of the gene pool.
There are people like, listen. There's the traditional bets, the touchdown bets, the yardage bets. Hell, even some people bet on the coin flip. That to me is literally it's a coin flip bet, no pun intended.
Yeah, that one makes sense. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
But like, how long is the national anthem? How fast is this guy gonna run? What color Gatorade are they gonna
That's another one. What they literally have what's the first song that fucking Kendrick Lamar is gonna play?
All right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's betting odds on what the fuck he's going to play. Is Taylor Swift gonna pop a titty? It gets ratings, but
not.
No, right?
Ain't nobody want to see that. Ain't nobody want to see that chessboard.
Did you see the meme going around? Did you see the meme going around about her fucking, like, she's running on the fucking stage in her heels, like her fucking quads? Someone writes underneath, well, Saquon's got to be stopped somehow. Like, the fuck, people? What's wrong with you?
I say, I repeat my last statement. Get out of the gene pool.
Just
It's murky enough as it is sometimes.
like, some of this shit is just like you said, the coin flip. All right, that's the novelty bet that you almost understand because of the fact that it's like, okay, it's no pun intended. It's a coin flip bet. It's 50-50. But like Ryan said, what color's the Gatorade? What how long is the fucking national anthem gonna be?
Let me guess. Is there a thing like the first thing a player's going to say when he wins the Super Bowl? How many times is he going to thank God?
You have to go search for that, but I bet you there is.
I'm saying that sarcastically, but you know I'm probably not far off.
No, like, so someone wrote to me. So Caesars has normal prop bets. Someone goes to me and goes, well, how many bets can you do? I'm like, really, for the Super Bowl? There are 30. No, I'm not even kidding on the number of fucking pages. So have fun to answer this one. There are 37 fucking pages.
In a row?
Yes! 37 fucking pages. Now listen, like we said, the Gatorade one, if you really are betting on what the fucking color of the Gatorade is, come on.
I'm going to keep my mouth closed because I want to say something, but I don't want to
No,
go there.
say it.
No, because I made a promise that I wasn't going to bring up the past. I made a promise to you guys about a certain person. I'm going to keep it out.
Okay.
I made a promise and I'm going to stick to it.
Like, Christian, what's your thoughts on these bets? On these bets in general? Is he even here?
He is.
It says he's here.
Yeah. I mean, you were going in and out. Yeah, what's going on?
No, we're bringing up the whole stupid fucking prop bets
yeah, I think this happens every year. I don't know. It's kind of humorous. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to laugh at.
Like, there are certain ones that are funny. Like the who's the fastest running back. Like I said, the coin flip bet, fine. Cool. Rushing yard bets, fine. Passing yard bets, fine.
First touchdown.
Yeah, like who's going to get the touchdown bets, fine. But then you get into how long is the national anthem?
What color is Patrick Mahomes' jockstrap?
Wow. They don't get that. Listen, if there was a way to find out, people would bet on it.
Sports book somewhere with that gay ass fucking bet.
She's not wrong.
Just because he's right doesn't mean he's correct. Oh, but that's the, like, we joke about it, but that's literally certain bets that people will put out.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of just look at it and go, okay, I can understand if you're dropping $5, at most $5. If you're dropping any more, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Now, I just remember the first year that Taylor Swift was with, what's his name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey, yeah. I had a brain fart for a second. It's like, I remember we did a show, Ronnie, you came and said, there's an over-under, the camera will flash to Taylor Swift in the thing over 10 times or under 10 times. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you're in the most important game in NFL history, and you're worried about a pop star in the fucking box?
Like,
really?
What's funny is there are people that will fucking bet on it. A lot of people are not gamblers. You'll get a lot of people that are like, that don't know who the fuck the games are. Like, they'll watch they'll bet. I know people that would bet on the commercials.
That's the only reason I'm going to probably watch the game or have the game on in the background is to watch the fucking commercials. Even though the last couple of years, the commercials have absolutely sucked.
No, this year, it actually looks really good.
I said in the past.
Yeah, this year they actually look like they're actually really good.
That's right. Is there who's going to be the first big who's going to be the first big ad? Is it going to be Pepsi? Is it going to be Doritos? Is it going to be Budweiser? Is it going to be the insurance company?
You saw the Budweiser ad? It's fucking dope.
Yep.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been personally avoiding a lot of those commercials so I can avoid it. So I want to be surprised on Super Bowl Sunday.
Be right back.
All right.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like you're getting the stupid shit. Yeah, okay. Personally, I think your best bets, if you're gonna go and bet anything, it's Saquon touchdown, it's Xavier Worthy touchdown, it's Jalen Hurts to score a touchdown. It's Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown. Honestly, I think Kareem Hunt might get the first touchdown if the Chiefs if the Chiefs have the ball. But like then you get like stupid shit like, will someone score 3 or more touchdowns? Well, if you get the way everything's set up, yeah, you could. Everything has to go the right way.
I mean, bottom line, it's going to be, and Christian, you could agree or disagree with that. It's going to be an interesting Super Bowl regardless of all these things we're bullshitting about. It's not going to be or let me ask you this, Christian. Is it going to be a closely scored game or a blowout game?
Well,
it's going to be close.
I was going to say, give away what you can give away without having to actually give it away.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. I think points are going to be scored in this game. The first team to break 30, I think, wins this game.
So let me actually see what is the... So right now, both teams, according to Caesars, are both over under 24. Like team totals.
So basically it's a pick'em game if you want to bet type of thing.
The over-under is 49.
Wow.
Which, yeah, right, for a Super Bowl, that's high.
Yeah, that really is.
And the spread's only 1.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of either team. I mean, I prefer to watch Philly lose because we already know my feelings on Philadelphia, but it's going to be, I don't want to see a blowout. So I want to see nail-biting Super Bowl where it's like comes down to even like the last play of the game. If he makes this throw, the Super Bowl goes to XYZ, or
Well,
if they stop the run, that team will win. That to me is exciting football.
The way
I mean, the last time when these two met up in the Super Bowl, it came down to that. I mean, Philly was up by 10. Kansas City made adjustments. They climbed back into the game, and they end up winning. And even last year, that was a good Super Bowl. So the last two Super Bowls have actually been pretty fun.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say,
Christian,
and they made it. The game went to overtime. It's the freaking second overtime game in the history of the Super Bowl, right?
yeah. But Christian, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, when it comes to the Super Bowl, you're obviously dealing with the two best teams in the NFL. And you don't want to see one team absolutely humiliate the other team by beating them, like, say, 54 to 3 or something.
I'll say this: you're not gonna get Sorry, Christian. I hate to bring up this wound. You're not getting Baltimore, New York in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Where the best part of that game was the second half kickoff return and the Super Bowl halftime show.
Was that the Janet Jackson game?
Nope, that was the NSYNC Aerosmith.
Who played in the Janet Jackson Super Bowl? Who was in the
Patriots in Carolina?
Yeah, that was the greatest fourth quarter in the fucking history of football. That was a slugfest. That fourth quarter was fucking nuts. The people call that the greatest 15 minutes in NFL.
No, the greatest 15 minutes during the halftime too.
They're not wrong though. I mean, that game, that final quarter was just there was no defense. It was back and forth. That was insane. That was a fun Super Bowl. But yeah, no, we're getting to, it's the last game of the year. You're going to get a tight game. I really don't think we're going to get the scoring that Vegas is predicting. If we are, this game is going to go heavy. You're not going to balance it out. It's not going to be 21-24 or something like that where you're having to sweat bullets on an over-under. It's either going to be 7-10 or it's going to be 40-42. Either there's going to be no defense or there's going to be a lot of defense.
So in other words, it will not be a laugher game.
No. Listen, if it's a laugher, I think we'll come on here and be completely fucking shocked. Christian, I think you're in the same boat as me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the 2014 Super Bowl, the one that was at MetLife.
Yep.
I mean, Seahawks Broncos. It was so hyped up with Denver coming in, number one ranked offense that averaged over 36 points per game. Peyton Manning just having the best year of his career. Throws 55 touchdown passes, and then you're going up against a young Seattle defense, young Richard Sherman, young Cam Chancellor, young Brandon Browner, Earl Thomas, Legion of Boom.
Yep.
Young Bobby Wagner. Pete Carroll is the head coach, and then you have a young quarterback by the name of Russell Wilson.
No,
damn it.
I was going to let it slide.
Last name Wilson.
If you're going to say it, you correct us when we don't say L.A. right.
This is very true.
L.A.
This is very true. And Seattle just stifled them and held a very prolific offense to 8 points. I mean, even the Brady Mahomes Super Bowl, I think everybody was expecting high scoring on both sides, and Tampa Bay holds Kansas City to 3 field goals. Think about it.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's like I said, I mean, I'm not anticipating I'm anticipating a well-played game on both sides. I think both teams is like I said, regardless of my feelings of Philadelphia, they played excellent this year. I have to give credit where it's due, is regardless of how much I hate to say it. They played a hell of a season. I mean, having Saquon there didn't hurt. All right, Christian, let me ask you this. Would the Eagles be where they are now if they didn't have Saquon?
No, I don't think they wouldn't. I don't think they would. And he is just as valuable to his team, if not more valuable than what Josh Allen is to Buffalo or what Lamar Jackson is to Baltimore.
And he was saying that he was going to be a Bear. What the hell was he thinking?
Saquon's impact speaks volumes because teams would load that box up and he'd still find a way into the second and third tier of the defense. He had the best year of his career. I mean, he joined the 2,000-yard club. So more than likely tomorrow night, he will win Offensive Player of the Year. But I think he deserves just as much love for MVP as well because, you know, he has been the most valuable Philadelphian. See what I did there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think he's had the best year. Like, like you said, if he wasn't there, I don't think Philly would be sniffing the playoffs.
I'm going to tell you this, Ronnie. You know what his impact kind of reminds me of?
What?
Kind of reminds me of Kevin Durant going to Golden State. He just kind of put everything over the top.
He was that missing piece.
Yeah.
He's what Philly had to what the Giants were hoping they would get when they drafted him with Eli.
Now, how much are the Giants kicking themselves for not bringing him back?
He was never going to come back. No matter what people say, he made it perfectly clear that he was never going to come back.
Why do you think he didn't want to go back?
I mean, look, you play this game, in the words of Herman Edwards, you play to win the game. And Saquon he was the Giants, right? Yeah, they would have great games, but Saquon didn't have what he needed around him to be successful. Didn't have great offensive lines. Didn't have good quarterback play. Didn't have good weapons on the perimeter to kind of take that pressure off of him. So when you played the Giants, John, you knew what you had to do as a defense, and that was
load the box.
Load the box and bottle up number 26. Now he goes to Philly. And
he's the Emmitt Smith to A.J. Brown's.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Giants chose to sign Daniel Jones to a big-ass extension and just not guarantee him, like, look, we'll build a team around you, just give us a chance. They just let Saquon basically waltz over to Philly.
And that's exactly why he signed with the Eagles so the Giants could see him 2 times a year. Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
He was supposed to. He said it was very close for him to be a Bear. I'm like, the fuck would he have done in the fucking Chicago? It would have been the Giants all over again.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I mean, he comes to Philly, way better quarterback than he had any time in East Rutherford. Way better offensive line, way better weapons surrounding him, and he's elevated the play of everybody around him. That's what an MVP candidate does.
Now, and the thing is what's sad is with the Giants, are they kicking themselves? No, because Saquon wasn't the missing piece. You can't build your team around a running back. You can build it. No, not anymore. No, unfortunately, not anymore. This is not
like the days of Walter Payton.
No,
and,
because
Emmitt Smith.
Because that was your offense. Your quarterback was there not to lose you a game. If we were talking about, I'll just use these teams as an example, the Chargers or the Jets, like the Jets back in a couple years ago when you put Saquon back there, yeah, guess what? That's a game changer because their offense is a running offense. the Giants were never a running offense. Giants haven't been a running offense since Tiki. Even Brandon Jacobs, as much as people argue, Brandon Jacobs was not the bell cow of that team. He was a guy that you handed the ball off and he was a bruiser. But you were relying on your passing game to help you with your run game. In Philly, it is the complete opposite. You give the ball to Saquon, and it doesn't help that the Jets fucked up on that pick, where you now have fucking big man-child, number 77, fucking running at the left tackle to make sure nobody else can fucking stand in his way. And just opening up fucking holes that I could run through. And just Saquon running the ball leads to Hurts passing the ball downfield. It just so happens to help that Saquon's breaking off fucking 250-yard games.
I've said it all year, and I'll say it again. What Derrick Henry was to Baltimore is what Saquon Barkley is to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Problem is I think when you go by quarterback, Hurts is a better quarterback than Lamar. Because of what he has around. Because Hurts is a pocket passer first. Lamar likes to tuck the ball and run when he sees. He is more Michael Vick than he is Donovan McNabb.
No, he's a better throwing version of Michael Vick.
That's fair, but I'm saying like that. I'm saying that like his mindset. He's not a guy that will stay in the pocket and see a play unfold. He'll go 4, 5, fuck it, tuck it and run.
Yeah.
Hence why I will stand by it. A running quarterback, a run-first style quarterback will never win a title.
No, they won't. Cam Newton came close. But...
Yeah. But even then, I wouldn't even see Cam. Cam was deadlier. He could run. Patrick Mahomes is the closest thing to a running quarterback we will see.
No, Patrick Mahomes runs when he has to.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's the closest thing to a rushing quarterback that we will see in our probably right now in our lifetime.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right on that one.
But with that being said, let's get to our picks. Christian, I already know you're previewing it when it comes out, so give me the keys to the game. But I want you to do one thing for me.
Yeah.
Give me a stat that you think is going to happen. Like, give me something you think, either an MVP or a stat that you think is going to be that's something that you would see you give out to people to bet on, like a rushing stat, like Saquon going over his rushing yards, something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Saquon has at least 115 yards. I think he's gonna get that easily. It may not be in a quarter like he's done in the playoffs, because Kansas City has one of the best run defenses in the National Football League. The key for Kansas City is you got to play Saquon like you would Derrick Henry. You got to hit him and bring him down before
he gets ahead of speed.
Before he gets into that second and third tier of the defense, because once he gets started, he's not stopping. I'm daring Jalen Hurts to beat me. He's throwing over the top. I want him to feed A.J. Brown the football. I want him to get Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson and Dallas Goedert the football. Kansas City, I can't wait to see what type of pressure they're going to throw on Jalen Hurts, because Steve Spagnuolo is the best big game defensive coordinator I've ever seen. And that call that he drew up against Buffalo kind of sealed the deal for me. Philly, when you're in the red zone, you have to come away with 6. You're not going to beat this team kicking field goals, because if that's the case, that's keeping points. That's leaving points on the table, and you will lose. 2, I'm containing Travis Kelce, especially on third down and in the red area of the football field, and I'm attacking the Chiefs secondary. So here's how this is going to work. Part 1 of my preview comes Friday. That's the written preview. Sunday, about an hour or two before kickoff, is when I will continue my preview. I'll give a little bit more analysis. I will give you my X factors for the game. And obviously, I'm going to reveal who I have winning Super Bowl 59. And these 3 knuckleheads will be tagged in the video.
Yep. All right, Ryan, I know you're not feeling too hot. Take it, you're taking
And I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
All right.
All right, later,
guys.
Christian.
All right, John. All right, Ryan. Feel better, man.
So,
Yep.
just so everyone also knows, is Christian, one of the bets that he had is Saquon Barkley over 113.5 rushing yards for the game. Ryan, I know you don't like Patrick Mahomes.
No.
But if you are taking Philly, do you have something that you think a touchdown, who might score a touchdown? Do you see something when it comes to, like I said, receiving yards, passing yards, things like that? And who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
I'm going to take Philly to win the Super Bowl. I think Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley is going to be too much for the Kansas defense to shut down.
Okay.
I also think that this is going to be a field goal game.
So I will pull that up for you right now because I like what you're going with that. Field goals. Where are you? Field goals.
While the Chiefs have had an amazing season, it has been a season mired in controversy.
Here we go. Okay, so both field goal kickers have over under 1.5 field goals.
It's going to be under. This is going to be a 1 field goal game. This is going to be a 3-point game.
Okay, so are you taking? So is your prop going to be Philly under 1.5?
Under 1.5.
Okay, and that is not counting extra points. That is strictly field goals. Okay, John.
Like you need to ask. Okay.
I know you're taking the Chiefs.
I'm obviously taking the Chiefs because Philadelphia can go pound salt for all I care. But my prop is that Pat Mahomes could throw possibly for over 400 yards in this game.
Okay, so let me get a passing yards. Yeah, that's way over. So passing yards for Mahomes is 251.5 passing yards. So you are taking the over for that. And for me, I have Mahomes pulling off the three-peat. I think the one thing that no one talks about, and even Christian didn't really bring it up, is that the one thing Kansas City has over Philly is Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Andy Reid in the second half is one of the most deadliest coaches in the NFL. He's proven it from time to time to where he goes in, he makes adjustments. He literally did it in the first time they met. When he went in, Philly was up 10, and what happened? A couple stops on defense. Kansas City comes back and they win a title. I have KC with the points. I got it at 2.5, but it doesn't really matter. It's at 1. Take it with 3, all the way between 3. If you're like KC, even if you like Philly, whoever you do, you're gonna like the number no matter what because the number is actually fitting. My prop bet, though, and is actually going against Christian, is he has... So I have kind of 2. And I'll say this. I have Travis Kelce anytime touchdown at plus 125. I also have Xavier Worthy at 150. I think those two will score touchdowns. But if you want to get fun with it, I'm going to sprinkle a little on Travis Kelce at 9.5 to 1 for the first touchdown of the game.
Now, are you saying that my bet, my little prop thing is stupid?
No, I never said that.
No, I never. I know you didn't say that, but in the back of your mind, do you think I'm stupid for saying he could throw over 400 yards?
No, because he could definitely pass. Because I think the passing game for Kansas City is going to be what gets them over the top. Kareem Hunt, as much as their running game, the front seven of Philly is their fucking goat. Like, that's what gets them. It's their secondary that is the weakest. So it's going to be, can the offensive line keep Mahomes upright? And can Mahomes step in and pass the ball? And it's the reverse for Kansas City. Kansas City, their front seven is okay. Their secondary is better. So it's going to be, can Kansas City's front seven stop Saquon and Jalen Hurts? Can they get home? And it's the opposite. Can both defenses get home? Because if you give Mahomes time to pass, get the fuck out of here. No one's stopping them. If you can't get to Saquon or Jalen, it's going to be a long night on both ends.
Correct.
Right.
So it really depends on who gets home. Because Kareem Hunt, as much as a great year he's been having, he's not the guy that's going to be the quote-unquote MVP. This is easy for MVP. It's going to be Saquon or Patrick Mahomes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's either Barkley's winning it for the Eagles, Mahomes winning it for the fucking Chiefs. But I'm going to take Kelce. Anytime touchdown, yes, but I'm also taking him at first TD. And also you sprinkle one on Saquon, because I think the first two touchdowns between it is going to be Kelce or Saquon. You don't want to rip yourself off of one bet and hope who gets the coin toss is going to be the one that goes in. Because then you're praying to God that the coin... You might as well just bet on You might as well bet on the coin toss and bet one of those two people first. And if you hit it, congratulations, you actually did a very good job. Because you're making actually a decent amount of fucking money. It's like a 10 to 1. It's like a 10 to 1 payoff if you fucking get that. Actually, I'll tell you right now what it would be. Just one of the two. 10 to 1. 10 to 1 if you decide to bet on that as a combined. Not terrible. But those are our Super Bowl picks. We will be back next week. We have one more show. We are doing our wrap-up for the Super Bowl. Then we're going to take a break going through the month of the last 2 months of February into March.
Last 2 weeks? You mean the last 2 weeks?
Sorry. And the first 2 weeks of March going up to, and we will be back during March Madness. Obviously, myself and Ryan, myself and John, if something big breaks during it, we'll be on. Maybe we'll do something small for YouTube, for Twitch. And we're not going to go away and take a month off. But we're not going to do a 2-hour show.
Right.
Not until we come back for baseball and March Madness. But with that being said, that is our show. Kind of mix the bullshit talk, the bullshit talks, or money talks bullshit walk segment in that too. Any last words, guys, before we wrap this up?
No, I'm good, man.
I got nothing, man.
Okay, well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please follow us on all social media outlets under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually at Ronnie.
At the Zombie Master.
I'm dying, sorry. Ryan.
What?
At the zombie cock.
It's a zombie cock.
Ryan, Twitter.
Fucking stunt cock STO.
There you go. And join us back here every Wednesday for the good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that? In the wide world of sports and sports betting. But until then, if you like what you heard, tell your friends. If you didn't,
Fuck yourself.
tell your enemies. But until then, always remind them 3 different things. 1, Bobby Bonilla will be still getting paid. 2, a hot dog is a sandwich. And 3, there is always a teachable moment. And if you don't believe us, then shit, that's just a fact of life.